And good morning. It's a mostly dry day ahead today with a bit of sunshine. We have got some mist and fog patches this morning towards the east and some showery rain at times in the west. I'll have all your details here on BBC Breakfast.
No, do you, Sarah? You never know the things that are going to crop up here on Breakfast Saturday morning at 13 minutes past 6. Do you know much about the behaviour of goats?
No kidding. I don't.
Hey! Well done. You're sharp for 6:13 this morning.
Oh, well, yeah. Good morning to you. Let's get on with the weather forecast through this weekend, which is actually looking not too bad if you've got travel plans for the Christmas getaway or a bit of last-minute shopping. The weather actually mostly dry out there today. We've got some misty patches, a little bit of rain in the west at times too. But all in all, it's looking pretty decent. We've got higher pressure that's building across the near continent at the moment, but we've also got low pressure and a weather front moving its way in from the Atlantic here. So the battle of those two pressure systems means the weather fairly slow moving out there. We've got some fog patches for parts of the Midlands up towards northeast England as well. They'll slowly clear away. And then for many of us, a day of sunny spells, breezy conditions developing towards the west. And there's that rain moving into the far southwest of England, up towards Pembrokeshire, towards Northern Ireland by the end of the day. Gusts of wind up to about 40, perhaps even 50 miles an hour around some exposed parts of the Irish Sea, around coasts and hills as well. So it's going to feel blustery wherever you are, and that's just going to take the edge off the temperatures. So typically looking at about 7 to 10 towards the east, slightly milder, 11 degrees or so towards the west. But it's here you've got the strongest of the winds and the rain moving in by the end of the day. So this area of rain will slowly push its way northwards and eastwards through this evening and overnight. Generally a bit more cloud through the night than we saw last night, so probably not quite as cold. Temperatures holding up around about 3 to 7 degrees to start your Sunday morning. So Sunday will be probably a bit of a cloudier day compared to today in general, with a little bit more patchy rain because we've got a couple of frontal systems here tomorrow. So a little bit of a messy sort of weather picture tomorrow. We could see patchy rain almost anywhere, so you can see quite a bit of cloud around, particularly parts of southwest England later in the day, also East Anglia, seeing a little bit more persistent rain moving in, but a few showers elsewhere, and temperatures around about 9 to 11 degrees, so still reasonably mild at this stage. Heading through into Monday, and it looks like the bulk of the rain by this stage will be across parts of northern and western Scotland, Northern Ireland. Other western areas could see a few showers. Probably a bit more sunshine by Monday, moving in for eastern parts of England. And temperatures not doing too badly, so around about 9 to 11 once again, fairly typical for the time of year. But then it's through Tuesday and as we head towards the festive period that things start to change a little bit. So high pressure is going to develop sitting out towards the northeast of the UK, and that's going to bring us a drier theme to the weather as we head through towards Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as well. But you can see the blue colours are returning to the map. So that's that colder air mass that's going to start to work in on a bit of an easterly breeze through Christmas Day and into Boxing Day as well. So the outlook as we head through next week towards the Christmas period, a drop off in those temperatures. We're looking at single figures. If you're crossing your fingers for a white Christmas, well, it's more likely to be grey, I think, for most of us. But perhaps some sunshine around will feel chilly. Can't rule out perhaps 1 or 2 flakes of snow where we do see that colder air moving in, though. Nagra and Charlie.
Sarah, thanks very much.
Good morning to you. It was very chilly here in Salford this morning.
Yes.
I'm not surprised to see a bit of fog there.
Bit of fog, bit of frost. Yes, good morning to you. A noticeable drop in temperature for some of us out there this morning. And as we head through next week, things could get even colder towards Christmas Day. Probably not expecting a widespread white Christmas, but you might well see some frost and some fog around over the next week or so. This is the picture this morning in Lincolnshire. So if you've got plans to travel today, just take care on the roads. Leave a bit of extra time because we've got some reduced visibility in places, particularly for parts of northern and eastern England, through the Midlands as well. So some misty patches, a chilly morning, but today looking dry for most places, not completely everywhere. Some showers around in the west, and we've also got some more persistent rain that tries to work in on this weather front later on in the day from the Atlantic. Higher pressure across the continent holding on for most of us. So this is how this morning's looking then. Some mist and some fog lifting to low cloud across parts of central and eastern England. Mostly dry for Scotland, few showers towards the west. Late in the day, that rain will push into the far southwest of England, Pembrokeshire, for instance, as well. And it is going to be windy, especially around some of these Irish Sea coasts where we could see gusts 40, even 50 miles per hour. Breezy further east, but not as windy as it will be in the west. But the strength of the wind will just knock off the feel to those temperatures a little bit. So around about 7 to 10 degrees for eastern areas, around 11 in the west. And then as we move through this evening, then we'll start to see the cloud and patchy light rain becoming a little bit more extensive, though moving its way northwards and eastwards too. Breezy conditions for some of us, so I think it won't be quite as chilly as it was last night. So this time tomorrow, temperatures sitting at around about 3 to 7 degrees. Could be a touch of frost here and there where you do see the skies clearing. So through the day tomorrow, we've got a couple of weather fronts just lingering around here. They're not moving through very quickly because we've got that high pressure sitting out towards the east. So that means it's a bit of a messy sort of day. We have got weak weather fronts producing cloud and patchy light rain through the spine of Britain, a bit more into the southwest later on, but there'll equally be some spells of sunshine, Northern Ireland into the southwest of Scotland. Top temperatures between about 9 to 11 degrees on Sunday, so that's fairly typical for this time of year. And then as we head through into Monday, we've still got some weather fronts lingering around. It looks like most of the rain on Monday will be for parts of northern and western Scotland, perhaps Northern Ireland, down towards the southwest of England, whereas further east you may well see the sunshine reappearing. Highs again around about 10 or 11 degrees for most of us on Monday. And then things start to change as we head through Tuesday and in towards the festive period, because this area of high pressure builds to the northeast of the UK. The winds rotate around that, coming in from an easterly direction. So it'll keep most of the weather fronts at bay, but it will also import this colder air coming in from the east. So this is how things are looking for Christmas Day on Thursday. You will notice that drop in temperature as we head through the next few days, but all that wet weather that we've had recently should be easing away as things turn a little bit drier too. Back to you, Charlie and Naga.
Yeah, Sarah, thank you. No, so many people at the moment listen really carefully to your forecast, as they always do, Sarah, of course. But because there's a lot of travel going on, as people are driving maybe long distances, going to see families, so it makes a difference, doesn't it? You try and plot your journey a bit, maybe.
Yes, absolutely. Could be a bit of fog around, but we're not expecting any kind of widespread icy conditions, so that's some good news. And the heavy rain that we've had recently is easing a bit as well.
A lot of people will be grateful to hear that. Sarah, we'll speak later. Thank you so much. This weekend. Wow, what a sky. What a sky to finish this half hour with.
I know, absolutely glorious, isn't it? Good morning to you. Yeah, sunrises don't come more dramatic than this, do they? When the sun is just low in the sky, illuminating the clouds from below. This is the picture at the moment in Stornoway in the Western Isles. So, yeah, we've got some shower clouds around there and also some clear spells too. And where you have had the clearer skies overnight, it's been quite a chilly start to the day. So, touch of frost around this morning, some mist and some fog patches too. They should clear away. And then actually a lot of dry weather on the cards today. Not completely everywhere. There are a few showers around across the Western Isles, but also other western parts of England and Wales too. Another frontal system will move in later in the day, so that will bring eventually a bit more persistent rain into the far southwest. But before it gets there, for most of us, it is dry. There'll be areas of cloud drifting around through the day. Windy conditions developing in the west, particularly through some of these Irish sea coasts, so the likes of Pembrokeshire up towards the Isle of Man. We could see gusts of 40, perhaps even close to 50 miles an hour. So certainly windy in the west, breezy in the east into the afternoon. You'll notice just the strength of that breeze taking the edge off the temperature. So a touch cooler than recent days, around 7 to 10, perhaps 11 across the southwest of the UK. Then eventually through this evening, there's that rain. It'll roll in, brisk winds too for a time, southwest England, Wales, and then it'll push northeastwards across the UK. The band of rain becomes quite light and patchy as we head towards dawn. So I think a damp start to Sunday for many of us, not as cold as it is first thing this morning. So temperatures sitting in mid-single figures, I think, first thing. And then as we head through the day, we've got a couple of weather fronts tomorrow. They're quite slow moving, pretty weak features. So we're not expecting any especially heavy rainfall, but there will be some spells of wet weather. Through the morning, perhaps northern England and Scotland seeing some patchy rain. And then later in the day, another area of rain rolls into the far southwest. Parts of southeast England also seeing the arrival of some wet weather. Northern Ireland and southwestern parts of Scotland staying mostly dry with a bit of sunshine. So temperatures 9 to 11 or 12 for Sunday. That's quite typical for this time of year. And it's going to be a similar day, I think, on Monday. So again, most of us fairly cloudy. Some spells of rain, probably most likely for northern and western Scotland towards Northern Ireland. Central and eastern parts of England having a pretty decent looking day with the sunshine breaking through, lifting temperatures again to around about 10 or 11 degrees. But then it's from Tuesday onwards that we start to see a bit of a change in weather type heading towards the Christmas period, because higher pressure, this is high pressure here, building across Scandinavia, will draw in these easterly winds. It could be quite breezy just on the southern edge of that high pressure. And we're also seeing colder air moving in. So for Christmas Day, the blue colours show that colder air mass on the way. Not bitterly cold. We're not expecting a white Christmas for most areas, but certainly you'll notice the change in weather type. So a bit of rain over the next few days, but then gradually towards Christmas and into Boxing Day as well, the weather looks drier and colder than it has been. Naga and Charlie.
Sarah, thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Sarah.
Thank you.
Time now.
Hello. We should see a fair amount of dry and fairly bright weather out there today. We have got areas of cloud bringing some outbreaks of showery rain, particularly towards the west. It'll also feel quite breezy, but for the vast majority, you should stay predominantly dry. Here's that weather front that's going to be moving into the west later in the day, bringing some rain to southwest England, later Wales and Northern Ireland as well. Before it reaches us, though, we've got a few showers for other western parts of Britain in particular. Some mist and some fog this morning for parts of the Midlands and Northern England, which should lift as we head into the afternoon. But there will be areas of low cloud drifting around. But sunny spells for many, and temperatures around about 7 to 10 in the east, up to about 11 towards the west. It is going to be windy here throughout the day. Through this evening and overnight, then we see the cloud and the patchy light rain becoming a little bit more extensive, moving gradually northeastwards. So probably not quite as cold as it was last night. Temperatures holding up in mid-single figures for most of us. Could be a touch of frost in a few prone spots. Into tomorrow, a slightly cloudier day than today in general. We've got areas of patchy rain almost anywhere, especially so for southwest England, later South Wales, East Anglia as well. Some sunshine too, especially so for Northern Ireland, perhaps southwest Scotland, and temperatures up to around 10 or 11 degrees. The outlook as we head through Christmas week is for things to gradually turn a little bit drier and a little bit colder too. Bye for now.